please listen to this video clearly, as clear as you can, because I'm gonna try to put this into as much sense as I can so y'all can understand. It's a lot. It really is a lot. Can y'all hear me clear on IG and on Facebook? So, yes, we're on the move again. So, I want to tell you guys that, well, actually, let me start by saying this, that to the Ingalls family, to the whole Ingalls family on the prairie, to every family member, friend, acquaintance, visitor that we met, thank you. Thank you for the peace. Thank you for the healing. The last time I've been on a ranch was Epstein's ranch type thing. Sex ranches. We were recently pulled over. There was gang stalking issues. I started yelling at the man, trying to ask him to just talk to me. You know, where's the card key? Turn around and talk to me. You guys seen that? I finally put that on video. And, you know, any other normal person would have turned around and been like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? Any other normal person, if I yelled at you like that down the hallway and I said, hey, what you doing? Are you lost? Anything, wouldn't you just turn around and be like, no? You know? And if I'm still concerned after that, why not answer me? You know what I'm saying? Normal people would have just said, you know, hey, that's not the case. You tripping. Like, this is what this is. I'll turn around. I'll talk to you. You know, this person was following us. It's a lot to explain right now. Gang stalking, gaslighting, you know, things. It's a thing. To the Ingalls family, the Ingalls, we call them Carolyn and Charles Ingalls from the house on the prairie. Everybody has code names because nobody needs a pat on the back or credit for what they did and who they are and just being the people that God has called them to be, that anybody should just be. Somebody said it would have turned into a 29-minute combo with me. Thank you. Like, you know what I mean? Common sense, you would have just turned around, but nobody needs a pat on the back for all of that. And you heard them on the phone with us during the gang stalking issue. They did what they had to do to pause what they were going through in their own life, which was a lot. A lot. And they helped us. They intervened in a way that I can't even explain. They brought peace and healing. The whole family did. We love you guys so much more than you will ever be able to understand, that words can ever express. In the 90s, there's so many of you all around the world. It's hard because when you try to explain trafficking to someone, when you try to explain what we're trying to explain, whether it's spiritual warfare, whether it's Freemason brotherhood societies, secret societies, it's hard to explain to people because people have this one-way mentality. And what they think is just this one-way road to fixing something. They think that, you know, when it comes to trafficking, they think we'll just call the police. Nobody understands the layers of things that you have to go through. If it's in a hospital and, you know, and you're trying to get a survivor help in the hospital, it's not just one person in that hospital that those survivors have to pass through, that somebody has to talk to. When it comes to crooked police officers, there are few and far in between of good cops, but even the good cops know that at one point, if something is going through that precinct, it has to touch many hands. You can't give all information to a desk cop, can you? No. They have to pass that along to somebody else. The mentality that people have today is that if they make one phone call to someone, that they're going to fix it. There's a one-way street somewhere. There's a donation somewhere. And if I just throw my money at it, then I'm just going to call one person and fix it. And the only reason why that is because you don't know the things that exist. You may not have been exposed to it. You may not have had to deal with certain things in your life that you never fathomed anything could be going on in your world. That's why we say you don't live in the world you think you do. So there's a lot of people who are like, I don't know how to, all I know how to do is try to make a phone call. All I know how to do is is pray. All I know how to do is where do you want me to send some money? Because that's what I got. I don't know that this stuff exists. I don't know that this is happening in my world, and better yet, I don't know if that it's happening in my own backyard. And there's a lot of people like that, and TV mentality, media, truth tellers, sabotaging people who claim to have come out of the life, have muddied the waters and have made it that way, because so many people think that I'm just going to throw money and it's going to fix everything. It's not. So many people walk you up to the information of MK Ultra, sex trafficking. They don't tell you that it's so multi-layered, that once you save a survivor, it's not just they're done. It's not, there's a physical therapist that may have to come into play. There's a hospital that they may need to be checked on. There's a psychiatrist that somebody might need to see. There's somebody who they may need to have to sit with for some peace, just to escape from their PTSD, their mentality, and the shit that they've been through for a minute. There may be medication for their body, but there ain't no medication for the heart. You can't fix that and just turn it off with a pill. It's not going to work that way. But because of the mentality that people have made, so many people just believe it to be that way. And that's with everything. Addiction is a disorder. Nobody realizes that addiction comes from a problem, and the addiction is a symptom. And to fix that, you got to go to the root of the problem. And when you finally get to that root of the problem, you see why that person is escaping through drugs or through alcohol to cover and band-aid that pain. But you don't understand that because you see what's on top. You hear the word addict, or you hear the word alcoholic, or you hear the word drugs, and somebody just shuts down from there because people have waved that over in a mentality of, oh, you just got to call a shelter, or they just need help. And what does that help entail? Because people don't understand that healing comes from patience. People don't understand that healing comes from love. Just genuine love. If I asked you right now to just hold the phone with me, because I've had a day and I can't feel my skin, like my face, I can't feel my face, my skin is crawling, and I can't get myself out of, after being pulled over by these crooked cops. Sometimes I can't bring myself out of the closet that people used to lock me in, that police officers used to lock me in to hurt me. So when we get pulled over, like the last time, if you're watching that video, it took me a minute because I was trying to keep my shit together, but it took me a minute to get out of that closet. It took me a minute to get out of that trap house. It took me a minute to not feel like I'm in those handcuffs that people used to tell me you have eggshell wrists because I moved too much. And cops used to tell me after they were hurting me that I had eggshell wrists. And what that means is if you move or fight too much, you can get out of handcuffs. So they have to tighten them in a certain way because you have eggshell wrists. So you can basically move your hands in a certain way, and it cuts your wrist, or it does a lot of shit, but they call that eggshell wrist. I learned that because at one point one of the police officers that were raping me told me, just stop moving, you have eggshell wrist. So it's just gonna make this worse. And they were joking about it. So when we get pulled over, it takes me a minute to leave that. So if I called you and I just said, can you hold the phone with me? Because I just want to go the fuck off. Can you sit with me while I cry? Can you just be there? You ain't got to touch me. We ain't got to be in the same room. I don't need you to tell me what you think. I don't need your advice on how okay I might be. I don't need that. I just need you to just be there. That's it. People don't understand that anymore. They're like, I don't know how to do that. I'm so used to throwing money at something. I'm so used to calling a hotline. I'm so used to being told that somebody else has the responsibility to fix it. So just asking people to just be, to just exist and stand in the moment, to just be somebody's peace for a second, even though you may not be going through any peace. The shit that we talk about here, the things that I try to talk to y'all about, I'm not saying that I know everything. I'm telling you from our experiences. My mom and I are speaking from our experiences that we know. We're speaking from our experiences that we're going through. We're not telling you that this is what you need to do and this is how it goes. We're telling you that this is the hell that we're in right now, and this is how we did it, and this is how we still coming through it. And this is what we just trying to tell you, because it worked for us this way. So if you want to try it, you can try it. If you don't want to try it, you ain't got to try it. You can figure it out yourself. But if you want to hear how we did it, this is how we did it. This is not for a benefit. You know, the scammers have been thrown out of the window. We've been called scammers. We've been called grifters. We've been called all kind of things. I've been called a whore with a makeover. I have had a makeover, but I ain't even gonna lie. I look something different back in the day. Okay, it's been years. It's been like 9 or 10 years. I can tell you right now that comment was actually not an insult. That was the truth. That was actually a compliment. But thanks. But you know, we've been called so many things, and we're not gonna sue you. We're not gonna sue you. We're not gonna throw a tantrum because we've been called worse. What we want to show you is that we have tried everything. There's I think there's almost every walk of life on this platform. Somewhere. And I'm telling you that something biblical is happening, because just know that there are people out there that are just sitting here right now saying, yes, I'll sit with you. Yes, if you call me, I will jump in the car. We will pay for your gas. Okay? Then there's some people who are like, we don't need any money. We will follow you about 30 minutes. We'll follow you 5 minutes. We'll sit in a parking lot while you sleep. We will stand outside of a hotel room. We will make sure that you get from point A to point B. If you want to wash some clothes before you get there, if you want to just sit down and cry, if you want to talk, if you want to yell, if you want to listen to music, whatever you want to do, we are right here. I'm not charging you. I don't need no strings attached to it. I don't need anything to just be a human damn being. That's it. We've never asked for your money, but we've made it 2 years on your love and your unconditional just seeing us. That's it. And the time is almost out. So I want to tell you something that's next. We're back on the road. The Ingles family has really gave us a moment of peace, of animals and love and family, and just a time of peace.
If y'all watched Lord of the Rings, and you know in the beginning when the little hobbits were having that birthday party, it was that. Like, it was the most simple, loving, peaceful. It was literally that setting. It was amazing. They covered us, they sheltered us, they were kind to us, they took care of us.
And the thing is that the patience that, you know, there's other victims that are sitting on here like, you have these numbers and you have these followers and you think you're this and you think you're that, and I'm still in the life. No, listen to me. If you don't hear anything that I'm saying, if you forget us, when the time runs out, no matter what you remember, there are people who exist. Out of everything that we have been through in the last 2 years, there are people who exist. There are people who don't agree with the things that are going on. There's people from every single walk of life. There's people who don't even believe in God that exist. And they right here. Some of them are watching the playback. But they exist. And there's survivors that are like, I can't move, because if I move, where am I going? I can't move because somebody doesn't understand DID. Somebody doesn't understand PTSD. Somebody doesn't understand MK Ultra. Somebody won't understand satanic ritual abuse. Somebody won't understand that our world is wrapped in chaos that has been created and orchestrated, and we are just going along with the motions, but nobody stops that for a second to say, this is wrong. There are people that exist. It's real. And I know a lot of people are like, nah, it's not. Yes, it is. And I don't know how else to tell you that it is. I wish I could show you, but nobody needs to be like, I'm on the camera, I did this. No. It exists. We're still alive. God exists. There are people on this page that are like, I don't believe in God. I understand. You don't understand how much I understand. I didn't believe in God at first. I didn't believe Jesus, the Son of God, existed. That he can work miracles. That the Holy Spirit can fill a place and that things can change. It's kind of like from being on leaving a farm. I have to use this example. I figured electric fences. When you pray over your house and when you anoint your property, you turn on your electric fence. Okay? When you turn that electric fence off, anybody and anything can now walk onto your property and bring whatever they want. But when you anoint your property again, you turn that electric fence right back on. Does that make sense? For those who don't believe in God, I understand that because I understand what it was like to be like, everything that I know is backwards. Everything that I know is not what I'm seeing. And that's why my mom tells me all the time, trust what you know, not what you see. And I'm telling you right now, I am horrible at that. So just because I'm saying it doesn't mean that I'm like, you gotta do this. No, because I'm saying this because I'm trying to practice it. I'm saying it because I beat myself up every day because I look around like, why do you care? How could somebody love me? I am broken. And I am never going to be perfectly healed. Nobody can say, when they say practice makes, no. And if you said it, practice does not make perfect. That's a lie. Practice makes improvement. Because I have no patience. I had no patience. None whatsoever. In this last 2 years, I have learned geography. My north, south, east, and west was all messed up, okay? So, I have been lied to, and I have traveled more times than I even knew. And when I finally knew that we lived in California, I never knew that the beach was at least 2 hours away from me. I was lied to my entire life. So when I say that there's times where you have to trust what you know, not what you see, because there's somebody who can put something in your face and it is not the truth. There's so many things that's going on in the world today that people are putting a date on everything. Oh, the rapture's gonna happen on this day, and Trump's coming back on this day, and QAnon's gonna fall through on this day, and everybody's going to jail, and the indictments that are gonna fall through at Gitmo, which is the White House, on this day. Everybody tries to. You can't put a date. That's trying to put something else. That's trying to paint this picture that doesn't exist for people. Everybody can say the reality exists, though. Everybody has been through something, some type of war. I can't stand when people try to tell us like, oh, your life is different because you've been through this, so you understand more than I do. No, I don't, because I don't know what your life is. Your reality is way different than mine, and it will always be different than mine, right? So we know what's coming next, and there's so many things that have been said, about. There was a clip that I posted from the footage, and someone said that Intel let us know that someone is counting the times I nod my head. Did you count that? Are you counting all that? Does that mean something? Let me help you out. Did you count this? Make sure you get this one and that. But there was somebody who was saying they were counting how many times I nod my head, how many times I blink, how many times we switch. Hi, I'm Allie. I'm actually Allie, the manager. Nice to meet you. But hold on. That's not the point. Point is that there's some threats and some attacks coming our way. We've bypassed a lot of things. The first year we got pulled over 9 times in 1 week. 6 times in 1 week. I think the other 3 were before that. The week before. Okay? then now we just recently got pulled over.
The reason
Hold
for
on,
the pullover.
because I think right here is we might want to just to finish this. Can y'all hear us? We just got a little bit more. Please hang in with us for a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Hold on. Hey, Angeldon Creations. I hope I said that right. I love you too. Hold on 1 second. Can y'all hear me? Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. Alright. So, what's supposedly next is the threats have been, first of all, that somebody is going to try to attack my mama. My mom right here. Let me help you out. For those who are just now joining us, she's my absolute twin. You ready? We look identical. You won't be able to tell us apart. I swear we have the same eyes. Drum roll, please. Bah! Ow! Are we twins? I have her smile and her nose. So, hold on. I paused again. Going in and out. That's what I'm... Can you hear me? Yes, on Telegram. Thank you. Facebook, IG, can y'all hear me? No, they can't. Up a little. Alright. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? IG, Facebook. Safi said Wonder Twin Powers. That's right.
Wonder Twin Powers activate.
Yeah. We're identical. We're absolutely twins. I know that when people see us in public, they're like, which one's which? You can't tell the mother and the daughter apart. Thanks. Okay. So there's been threats against my mom, and so many people are upset with my mom for speaking truth about MK Ultra, about DID. Now someone is trying to say that my mom is auctioning my altars. Someone has even tried to say that my mom was putting me in a panic mode, or creating keeping me in a state of panic or torment because we were dealing with the things that we were dealing with. And I personally think that a lot of people don't know what a real mother is, so they get insulted when they see one. But
that theory about a mother or father keeping a survivor in panic, that comes from somebody that is a survivor. They kind of creep me out. I'm not gonna lie. But their job as a survivor was to also be a programmer. So their information is coming from a survivor as a programmer standpoint. I don't even know what to say about that, but if I'm handling Allie, if I'm trying to keep her in a panic state, I hope God strikes me down, because I would deserve it. Secondly, please don't get lost on the distraction and the gaslighting. If you don't know what gaslighting looks like, it's like that. It's causing confusion. It's saying something that's not true. At the end of the day, if you want to believe I'm keeping Allie in a state of panic, if you want to believe I'm her handler, I'm not
with your life. No. A little obsessed. Oh, we're out on everything.
Just sing a little ditty.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light